at that moment, I was like, are you not getting the hint? Like, are you not understanding that I don't want you to be here? Do you not get it that I'm not attracted to you? Like, you're not about to... It's not gonna happen. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Blue Boo. And I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to do a requested video, which is, y'all wanted a story time or when I lost my V card.
Little nasty!
Okay, so for me, I had a situation that's funny as fuck where I tried to lose my V card. The first time I tried to lose my V card because everybody around me was having sex. All my friends was having sex.
Let's have a little sex.
And getting it on and popping. So I was like, I cannot just not have sex. I need to have sex too.
Sex.
What happened was I met a guy online and he was in the military. That was like perfect for me because he was deployed. He was from Atlanta, but he was deployed. So I could talk to him and be in love and be booed up and be like, I got a boyfriend. And I didn't have to see the nigga. Like, I didn't ever have to see him. I liked that. I was like 16. He was like 18. I was talking to him. He knew my age or whatever, but he was like, I'm in love with you and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Before I turned 17. I think it was before I turned 17. He had came home from his deployment. Like, school had started back. My parents decided that they was going to go on a week-long cruise. So I wasn't the type of kid to, you know, care about like turning up and having parties and stuff when your parents are gone. Plus, they had a relationship with the neighbors, so it's not like I could do anything like that. So they didn't really give a fuck. They let me stay home by myself for the week. Like, I had school and stuff, so I had to make sure I went to school, which I just got up and acted like I was going to school, but I was really skipping and shit. But that's besides the point. I did that anyway when it was home. So the week that they're gone comes. He ended up coming back home that same week. And I'm like, oh my God. I should have never told this nigga that they was leaving this week, because now he gonna want to come see me. And I've been talking all this big boy, balling, all that shit in the text messages when I'm not even about that life. What ended up happening was he was kind of nervous, of course, to meet up with me and be put in a situation with me. He said that he was in love with me, but he was scared because I was underage. Where my parents stay, it's a rural area. Everything is kind of far apart. Far meaning like miles. Like the store that's closest is a Kroger, and it's at least 6 miles away. At least. It might be more than that, but it's at least 6 miles away. So I told him, if you're gonna come see me, you cannot park near the house. So I'm thinking that this nigga is gonna park like at the beginning of like the front of the neighborhood, because at the time their neighborhood was like a new development. So you know, the first house in the neighborhood is usually like the clubhouse. Like, my mom's neighborhood doesn't have a pool. Like, I don't understand that because it's so bougie, but it doesn't have a pool. The front office, it was kind of like that. So I told this nigga to park at the front of the neighborhood and park in the driveway of the front of the neighborhood and then walk to the back of the neighborhood where our house was. So he was like, no, I'm not trying to get caught up if anything happens. Or like, this nigga was just hella paranoid. Like, I should have took that as a red flag. First of all, he drove like an hour and a half to come see me. First of all, off rip. Then the whole situation where I told him to park in the front of the neighborhood and just walk to the house, he was like, no, I need to park farther than that. And I'm telling him like, okay, where do you want to park? My school that I was at the time, the high school I went to, is like 1.5 miles away from my house, which is not that far. Like, I can run there and I could walk to school if I wanted to, but I still drove. I told him he could park in the parking lot at the school. Nobody would really care. Like, the police wouldn't think anything of a car being over there. So he didn't want to listen to me. He took matters in his own hands. He texts me, no, he calls me and he's like, okay, I'm finna be on the way up there. Me, I'm nervous as fuck. I'm like getting in the shower. Like, I don't know. Like, of course, at that point, I had watched porn and stuff and like tried to understand, like, you know, what I'm gonna be looking forward to and whatnot. So I'm nervous as hell, real nervous. So he says he's on the way. So at that time, I knew that I had like an hour or so, you know, to get ready. And then I was smoking already. I've been smoking for a long time. So I had lit a blunt and I had smoked half the blunt to calm the fuck down because I was so nervous. I remember it was a long time. It was more time than he said that it was going to take him to get up here. Well, up to my parents' house. So I'm like waiting and waiting. And at this point, the nervousness has died down because I'm like, maybe this nigga not gonna come. And you know, when you get hyped by the situation and then you think a situation is not gonna happen, you be like, whew, I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's what I thought. So 2 hours go by. So I text him and I was like, oh, well, I'm trying to come up with an excuse. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna go to sleep or something. Like, you're not here yet, so I'm just gonna go to bed because I gotta wake up early. He texted me, he was like, no, I just got to where I'm gonna park. I'm walking to your house. So I'm like, okay, I didn't even ask no questions because I had already given him ideas of where to park. And I'm thinking that, you know, he took heed to one of those ideas. This nigga, it took him almost 2 hours after that to get to my house from where he walked from. So this fool parked at the Kroger, which is like 6+ miles away from the house, and walked to my house. Like, even now, I think back on it and I'm just like, I understand that he was older, but what the fuck? That nigga must have been obsessed. Like, because there's no way in hell I would ever do that. He gets to my house or whatever. He texts me and he's like, I think I'm in the front of the neighborhood now. I'm walking down. So I'm telling him where to go. Back then, nobody in my neighborhood really had cameras. Like, you know, now everybody got a fucking Ring and like, or Vivid or like cameras around their house. So I'm already knowing the neighbors is asleep, all that. They called me to check on me. I told them I was going to bed, all the lights off in the house, all that. So he coming down the hill or whatever, and the street that my parents' house is on, you like come down the street and it's like you can go left and right and their house is to the left and it's like the second to last house on that street. So I'm like, when you hit the corner, just run and I'm gonna hurry up and open up the door and you can just run in here. So that's what happened. He gets there. First of all, I'm the type of person that when I meet up with you, if anything is different from what I've like created in my mind of what you gonna look like and what you gonna be like, I'm gonna immediately not be attracted to you no more. So he walks in the house. He's musty as fuck because clearly he just went on a motherfucking journey to get here. This nigga just walked fucking through the woods to get to my crib or whatever, so he don't even smell good.
What the freak is that?
He don't look good. Like, nigga didn't have a haircut or none of that. Like, I was just turned off. Like, I didn't want to deal with him. I didn't want him to be there no more. And that's the worst, when you like feel like you like somebody and then you build the situation up and then you see them and you like, I don't even like this person. So that's what it was. Like, I was like, I don't even like him and I just wanted him to leave. And so we was chilling on the couch and I'm like on the other side of the couch, like trying to give hints. Like, I felt kind of bad because for one, I'm like 16 at this point, so I'm like, this is the grown ass man. Two, this nigga walked hella far to come see me and shit. So I'm just like, I just want this to be over. So he like pulls me towards him and I'm like, because you don't smell good. And he was like trying to like fill me up and stuff like that. And you could tell, like, even though he was grown, he didn't really know what he was doing. Like, he didn't really know how to kiss, none of that. So I had got up and went to the bathroom. I think I was like, oh, I gotta pee. So I had got up and went to the bathroom, and I'm texting my friends like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm in the bathroom like, oh my god, what do I do? So at this moment, I've been in the bathroom for at least 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, what excuse can I come up with to get him to leave? The excuse I came up with was that I started my period. And I was like, I didn't even know that this was gonna happen. My stomach hurts really bad. This nigga is like, oh, well, let me lay with you. Let's lay up. At that moment, I was like, are you not getting the hint? Like, are you not understanding that I don't want you to be here? Do you not get it that I'm not attracted to you? Like, you're not about to... It's not gonna happen. He was stalling or whatever, and I don't know. I was an idiot. I don't know. I was 16, and I was trying to force some shit because I thought I really liked him. So I don't know, he ended up like filling me up and stuff, and he knew for a fact that I was not on my period. Like, I clearly didn't lie good enough. So he ended up, fingering me, basically. So it was horrible. Like, it hurt really bad, and I was just like, if this what this feel like, I don't want to have sex. Like, I don't want to do this. So after that, I let him go ahead and do that. And I was like, at like 4 a.m., the neighbors come and they wake me up because I gotta go to track practice and this and the third. Knowing that that's a lie. And yeah, you don't need to be here when they come here. So immediately, that's the excuse that I knew to get him to get the fuck on, because at that point it was like 3:30 a.m. He was scary and paranoid. So I was like, what can I say to get him to leave? So that's what I had to say to get him to get the fuck out. And he immediately got all his shit together and he tried to kiss on me and stuff, and I was like, he like got his stuff and he left. I looked out the window and he was like running down the street. I'm like, oh my god. So I got in the shower and stuff. And I regretted that a lot. And my friends was like, oh my god, did you lose your virginity? This and that. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I was that girl to lie about it because I didn't want to seem like the innocent one that is scared to do shit and all that. So I was lying. But as I soon found out, there was no point in lying because that was a good thing that I was still a virgin.